Hello everyone. Earlier today I posted a post about talking about a video that I was trying to do, and I decided to let everyone in on it. And a lot of people came up with some really good suggestions. And so I'm going to try to answer as many of them as I possibly can. Okay, so we have Ronnie Mentor. That says, I would actually like you to fully explain what you do, more in particular with those trees. I don't understand it. Okay, Ronnie, I won't be able to explain in this video completely what I do, but I can explain what I'm doing with trees. Again, it's very hard for me to explain this if you're not kind of there with me. You'll see most of the clients that have experienced this. If you can reach out to them, which they're on this particular post, if you can reach out to them for further clarification, because there are different healings that I do for different people. I work with 7 chakra trees. One of the trees that I generally work with most people is the grandmother tree. Grandmother tree is a very big oak tree. You've seen it on my Facebook page, and you see people with their backs up against it. I can tell you one thing, and please try this. As you go over the videos, if you're really trying to figure out to experience it on a little bit on your own, because you do need a practitioner, what you're going to do is you're going to put your back up against the tree and simply breathe. Simply breathe. Connect to the tree, be the lungs of the tree, and let the tree be the lungs of you. I'm just going to leave it right there because it's so much more and I won't be able to explain that. But maybe you can do that and then you tell me how you feel. Okay. Thank you, Ronnie. The next question or the next comment is Carvin Thompson. He says, connect the 2 worlds or the realms. I understand you're teaching more that I know you, the human. Seasonal living. People need to understand how to shift and transform and live according to the seasons. Yes, so thank you, Carvin. These are basically 2 questions, but I'm going to kind of put them all into one. Okay. Most of us have been operating, if you have any amount of light, and I'm speaking to light workers here, you've been operating in 2 realms. You just have been unaware of it, and it has been uncomfortable at times. This is a season right now where we're in a hibernation stage. And that's just our body and part of, it's like a 3rd dimensional, lower 4th dimensional realm. And when I say lower 4th, there are, to me, that at my knowledge, there are 10 levels in a dimension. You can be 4.1, 4.2, 4.3. The earlier, up into 4.3, those realms are transitional realms, meaning you're making choices every day to be in the 4th or the 3rd. Most of us, when we get to the lower 4th dimensions, we are shedding things. We could be hibernating, meaning our consciousness is somewhere on a higher level, but our physical body is in the 3rd dimension, and it should be. For a lot of what we're doing. We're practitioners. So for a lot of what we're doing, we have to actually live in the realm of our clients so that we can be able to heal them and then get information to heal others. It is a give and take. Right now, what's happening with the shift in 22, many of us are, I don't want to say I guess, I actually know. Many of us are, we're elevating, but we're also transforming, and also it's like a metamorphosis that's happening to us. Our DNA is changing. We're watching what's going on in the planet, and sometimes we're involved and sometimes we're not, and sometimes we ascend right past it. We know what's happening. We know what's happening. How do you live like that as a human? In my practice and what I've learned to let go. I've learned to stop fighting one dimension against the other because they both live in me. I'm learning how to tie them together. I'm teaching people how to tie them together. I'm teaching people how to release excess energy. I'm teaching that. Let's see. see here. And what is the next question? Seasonal living. I'm still on carving because carving is a lot to unpack. Seasonal living. Depending on where you live, depending on where you are in your life and in your environment, you have to kind of feel who you are. I'm associated with trees, so I'm going to do what a tree does all the time. You know, I'm going to shed my leaves and I'm going to repair. I'm going to nourish myself. Those are the things that are necessary. Most of my clients are related to trees. I don't think anyone that I've worked with has said, "Oh, I don't like trees," or "I don't want to touch a tree." They always run up to the trees and say, "Hey, Lawrence, oh my gosh, I feel really good." I says, "Yes, yeah," and that's the connection between you and trees. I'm only showing you the first connection. There are many more that I can show you, but many people have to be at the conscious level to receive that because they still think it's a tree, and sometimes it's not a tree. You know, it's not a tree on a higher level. But that's a whole nother conversation that I would love to open up at a later date with you guys. Sarah, okay. Sarah says, I like this too. How can we allow ourselves to create with nature based on her natural rhythm? You have to tap into her natural rhythm. And I understand, Sarah, and thank you so much, Sarah, for opening this question. There's a part in the way I teach that I let nature teach you. We've been trained to be students, so we've been trained for another person to give us the guidance or the answers. I'm not like that. I put you in front of a tree, and whatever comes out of you at that time is what I'm supposed to teach you. So how do we, that's a great question, Sarah. How do we get on the rhythm of it? I don't think we're ever off the rhythm of nature. I think it's a sense of awareness. And I think it's a sense of what you are trying to achieve. Your manifestations, what you're trying to achieve. Like when you manifest with water, it's different than manifesting with fire, different than manifesting with earth, and it's different than manifesting with wind. And so I was first a water intuitive. My gifts started through intuition first. I see to heal you. And what does that mean, Lawrence? You might say, well, Lawrence, what does it mean you see to heal me? If I'm seeing inside of you, I'm seeing to heal you. I'm not a psychic. No offense to psychics. But I'm not just trying to tell you something. I'm trying to heal you. And that does operate seasonally. So thank you for that question. Yes, I guess to answer that question, the first thing I would say is to sit in nature and let nature talk to you. Now, I'm a green man. I can translate the messages that nature is telling you until you are able to translate them. But thank you, Sarah, so much. Aya loves you. Let's see. Queen. Lady Queen, operating in 3 to 5D, how healers stay in one dimension while helping others on a lower level, how to stay on the high frequency. Nature is how you stay on the higher frequency. 3D and 5D, and 5D is a real jump. You know, 5D is a big jump. A lot of people talk about, I'm in 5D, I'm like, you're not in 5D. You're not in 5D. You haven't even gotten through the 4th dimension. There are a lot of people that jump, well, I'm in 5D and this is what I'm doing. You may be at the higher level of the 4D, but a lot of us, it doesn't make sense to be in a 5D and live in 5D when you're a healer. It doesn't make sense. So you really do have to stay basically in the lower 4th or the upper 4th at this time. 5D, you're slightly out of your body. 5D is more like a guru on the mountain. And we're not doing that because we need to help. It's a shift. So a lot of the mountain people, which, they were great and they paved the way. Right now, you won't relate to them. These people need every practical information about how to ascend or shift. They need practical, everyday information. I've been trying to give it out to tell you daily, I would like this, here it is. When you are dealing with nature, it's not academic. So you don't just sit. You have to ask nature questions. So it's a shift in your consciousness, first of all, on how you are to receive this information. If you're stuck in a student-teacher paradigm, yes, it's very difficult. Yes, none of this will make sense to you. It'll be very difficult because you'll be waiting for answers instead of getting them yourself. And nature does not give everyone the same answer. It simply doesn't. Okay, let's see. What are good meditation methods? Thank you, Queen. I'm going to go and finish that question. The best meditation methods are to face the east. If you're looking for grounding, to get under a tree with heavy roots. If you're looking for clarity, to stand on the edge of a lake or a pond. If you're looking for broader, like mission, like journey information, you ascend to a mountain or a cliff. If you're looking to purify something that you already know, but you need purification, meaning it came to you, you're not quite sure what it is, it could be too big to unpack in your everyday consciousness, you use the element of fire. Light a fire. Look into the fire. All these are, when you meditate with the elements, it's a whole entire, you're using your body and your essence to meditate. You're not using someone else's words, you're not using anything other than nature. In which, again, nature to me solved the problem with me not being able to meditate. I realized I couldn't meditate because I was in a house with other people, or I was around other people, and their energy kept coming into me, or kept coming into my realm. And I've learned, you learn how to block it off, but at first you have to learn to meditate to get into information on how you block that. So yes, go into nature. Posting Monterey Bible here. Transmuting energy. How can I say this? And that's from Jaleisha Jones. Jaleisha says she wants me to talk about transmuting energy. I'm going to talk about it in this context first. I think I'm going to have a face-to-face with my people. I think we need to get together in one room. Please, someone help me set that up. Okay? Let's see. Or, online. Or Zoom. Let's see. Transmuting energy. Well, I'm going to say this because there are certain people who are transmuting energy, and transmuting energy means like you have maybe some negative energy you received or you have, and you want to transmute that to the higher frequency. You don't want to throw it away. You just want to transmit. It's your energy, and you need to get it higher. Nature. I mean, a lot of this is very individual, especially transmuting energy is very, very individual. There are people who have blockages in their chakras that can't get the energy up. There are people who have trauma to their auric field, meaning they have had damage to their auric field. Something has tried to come and attach itself to the auric field. It's nothing, whatever darker energy you may have invited it in. So this is very personal when I talk about transmuting energy, because each person is different. Now we have Alarise Butler Radcliffe. She says, being an empathic and how to develop this gift. Get out of the teacher-student arena. Understand how to be empathic, and understand you've always been empathic. I don't think you develop it. I think you find a purpose for it. And when you find a purpose for it, you begin to develop it. There are certain stages of consciousness with being an empathic person that have to be met in order for it to be balanced within you. Dr. Leslie Sojourner, everything they said, okay. Lauren Williams, can you explain more about portals and where they're located, and also how to use them for healing purposes? Yes. There's a portal, Enchanted Rock. I go to multiple portals in the country. for multiple reasons. There are portals there's one that I go to the portal that is in Georgia, Stone Mountain, which is directly related to Enchanted Rock in Texas, which is directly related to Sedona. When you think about portals, you think about meridians. Where the portals are, and if you trace it around the world, you'll find that they're all similar portals. I work on the sort of the Middle America portal. There's lots of information there for me, and I take people there. It's almost like a jump start to healing. It's almost like a cheat sheet. When you go to a portal, you get so much light, you're able to process much more at one time. So I don't just do retreats anywhere. They always have to be near portals because I use nature to help me. And 100% of the time, the people get exactly what they came for, even more, because when two or more gather on a portal, it becomes very powerful. There are intentions that we make directly on portals. We do not make them in our house, and we do not make them in our community. They're too broad of intentions. Portals are like, to me, they're like microphones. Okay, Ronnie says again. Yes, Ronnie, you won't be dealing with these people. Ronnie, oh, wait a minute. We got two Ronnies. Ronnie Minton and Ronnie Muniz. Oh, Ronnie, Rock Shaman. Change. Fight for your own change. Fight for your own change. And I will give another video on that. There are videos that I need to make about everyday living in the light. And how, because you have this light, and at this time of the shift, because people have already made their decision to be angry. People have already made their decision to live in fear. And when you don't resonate with their decision, then they're opposing you on all levels, you know. You don't need any more, because they'll pull you down. They'll pull you into their dimension. Just sort of get away from it. You're always in nature. The crystals can help you, Ronnie. The crystals are there. That's why I call you Rock Shaman. The crystals are there. But we'll talk. Let me continue on, because I like the fact that you're asking me questions, because if you know me, you know that is one of the best things I like for my people is to ask me questions, because the spirit that I have is not going to tell you something until you ask it, because I'm not here to clip your wings. I'm not here to make you a follower of anyone but yourself and the light. And your only responsibility is to ask the question. And when you ask the question, I can deliver it to you. And so I'm glad that we had this exchange, because I was going to do a video about something else, and I needed to ask you all a question. I actually have a question for you all, for me. And I need you to not just type it out real quick, and I don't need you to, let's not do that. Let's not do that, because I'm asking you a question. I'm going to the next level of this mission that I'm on. And I need your help. I need your help, because I work for the oneness. It's a collective. I'm not somewhere up on the mountain doing this and sending it down. That's not this. I'm right here with you for a purpose. I need you, you need me. Let's do this together. There are next levels that I need to make, but somehow they're attached to the people that are walking with me. I can't see for myself, and if you go to any intuitive or psychic that says they can see for themselves, question it. Question it. So I can't see for myself. I need others to see for me. That's the oneness. That's the exchange. I want to go to the next level. It's time for me to go to the next level. I received so many confirmations that there's a next level, and there's multiple levels. This is not just the next level. This is the next phase. And it's very intense, and it'll be very intense for people who are with me. I need for you to channel and tell me where I can fit. Meet with me, or and I mean take this slightly. I really want you to take this serious. I really don't. I really do. I really want you to take what I'm telling you seriously. I don't need knee-jerk or tongue-in-cheek remarks here, because my page is filled with intuitives, and so I need for that page to show me that there are intuitives on it. There are light workers on it. The tongue-in-cheek thing is great. I like it. You know, I like to laugh. That's my thing. But there are times, especially tomorrow. Tomorrow's 1/11. Oh, I got to do another video on that. Listen, love you. I got to go. I'm going to do another video on 1/11 tomorrow.